Hello, 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 everyone. This is Pile here, coming to you from Vancouver Island, BC, Canada, once again. Today, I need to tell you something. I need to talk to you about a certain topic that I keep seeing popping up on my social media over and over again. And to be honest, it's driving me crazy. I'm just going to put it out there. We need to talk about this. So grab your favorite drink, grab your snacks, and we're going to have a little chat here today. So we're live here both on Facebook and Instagram, and this is going to be also turned into a podcast episode on your ambitious life. So wherever you're watching or listening to this, thank you. Thank you. Feel free to screenshot it and put it into your stories and tag me on Instagram at Shampoo Diva as well, so that I can give you a shout out. But what I keep seeing all over my newsfeed for the last, I don't know, a week, whatever, whenever the news came out, especially for those of you who are in the US, I keep seeing people talking all about these stimulus checks, right? It's like people are waiting for some sort of handouts from someone, and they're focusing so hard on whatever the amount is. Somebody's excited about the 2,000, somebody thinks that they should give an extra 600 on top of it. And I'm like, you guys, it's time. If you want your next 12 months to be better than you've ever had in your entire life, you have to change something. And that something is stop relying on handouts, stop relying on the government, stop relying even on your employer. You have to start doing things differently if your life should, if you want your life to be different from this point forward. I can tell you that 2020 was the best month for me in business, and it's because I decided to take the matters into my own hands. I'm never expecting any help from anyone. I'm never expecting anybody to hand me out whatever. I know, because I know it's all up to me, and that's how I'm coaching my team members as well. It's all in our own hands. So I'm going to give you some tangible tips, and hopefully something here is going to click with you, so that you will go into the next 12 months with a complete mindset shift, so that you don't have to worry about what is going on in the world. Because this may come to you as kind of a hard slap in your face, but I don't think that things are going to get better anytime soon. There's crazy stuff that's going on out there right now, and I don't think that things are going to be much different. So it's up to you to stop waiting for things to change, and you need to be the one to start changing things. So here's the thing. Those stimulus checks and whatever, yes, they may be nice for somebody at this moment, but guess what? You get it, you spend it on whatever you need to spend it on, and then it's gone. And then what? What are you going to do from there on? There's probably not going to be another batch of things handed out, and you can't live your life relying on things that are just being given to you. So here's the thing. You got to stop relying, like I said, stop relying on your employer, stop relying on the government, stop relying on other people, stop relying on handouts. If you are lucky this year that you were able to keep your job, I am so happy for you. I'm also feeling extremely sorry for those of you who did lose your jobs. I know times are tough, and times will probably continue to be tough for a while, but there's a way for you to change things. So did you know that, today's the 30th of December when I'm recording this. Today and tomorrow, when you start any sort of a business, this is automatically a tax deduction. This is a write-off for you at the tax time in a couple of months down the road. I don't know what it is for you in the States. In Canada, our tax time is in February. So whatever business venture you start now is a tax deduction. If you enter yourself into any sort of a home-based business like I've been in for the past 5 years, and I've been able to actually retire myself from a 15-year career in the medical eye care industry, you will also start being eligible for home office expenses. I'm not an accountant and I'm not a bookkeeper. I have professionals who help me, give me in the line with all these things. So check with your local professionals to see what you would be eligible for. But the thing is that whenever you start any sort of a home business, those starter kits, the entry costs, whatever, they're going to be a full write-off for you. as long as you do it within this year. And then your home office expenses, which in my area, I can't speak for your area, but you can tax, your home office, this office space that I'm in right now, this is a tax deduction for me. A portion of the electricity, portion of the gas bill, a portion of mortgage interest or rent, all those things automatically become a tax deduction for you when you run a business out of your house. This is amazing. So here's the thing. There's a lot of different business models out there. I have owned brick and mortar businesses in a way that I used to have a national eyewear import and distribution company. We had sales reps all over the country. We were distributing frames, eyewear frames into optometrist offices, into eye clinics, into optical stores, things like that. And you know what? I loved that business for a lot of reasons, but it came with a high cost of entry. We spent a lot of our personal savings, and I'm not going to tell you the amount, but it's close to $100,000 just to even be able to open that company and then keep it running and then do all the paperwork and all the customer service and all the shipping. It was insane. And I'm grateful that I had that experience for 6 years. But I can tell you that there's ways that how you can make money online these days without that high cost of an entry, and not having to do any of those other things I just mentioned. Like, you don't have to worry about shipping, you don't have to worry about inventory, bookkeeping, any of these types of things. You don't have to worry about any of that kind of stuff because there's companies that do that for you. And today I do want to tell you a little bit about network marketing. I know that there's a lot of kind of stigma out there, and people think that it's some kind of a scam, which is so funny because at least the company that I've been involved with for the past 5 years, we're fully registered with the governments in 6 different countries right now. Like, we're legit. We're like Health Canada approved, all these things, FDA approved, not FDA approved. They have only approved food and drugs, I suppose, but meaning that they're legit business models, or the governments wouldn't let us be in business. But here's the thing. In this world, in general, no matter what you look at, there tends to be losers and winners. When you look at poker games, some people make money with poker and they're really good at it, but there's always losers and winners. If somebody makes money, somebody else is going to lose money. It's the same kind of in sports. Olympic sports, there's, I don't know, ski jumping. Somebody wins and somebody loses, right? If a company out there goes bankrupt, there's somebody who ends up getting all their assets and all their money. So there's always losers and winners in so many areas of life. But this particular business model, it's so different because, and I don't know if this is like public knowledge, but I feel like I need to talk about it because there's so many misconceptions out there. In this business, you cannot be successful unless you help other people do well. It's not possible. If I hadn't helped so many people to get to better lives, bigger bank accounts, free cars, bonuses, just better lives, being able to retire from their jobs, I wouldn't be where I am today. But it's because I was able to help somebody make money. So it just works so differently, and it's set up so differently compared to regular jobs. And it's one of the things that you can be fully in control of. It's performance-based. And this is one of the reasons why we grew 700% this year alone during a global whatever crisis, whatever the heck is going on right now. We were able to grow 700%. And it's because we're online. We don't do home parties. We don't do any crazy things like that. And I'm not just talking about my company. There's a lot of others out there as well, which are not all of them are amazing, but there's a lot of good ones out there. You have to do your research. But I want you to know that this is something that you can do from home with a low startup cost, and you are in control of what you're doing. The harder you work, the luckier you get. That's how it works. You have to commit to it. You have to make a decision, commit to learning, and stick with it. And things are going to happen for you. I can tell you, I came into this 5 years ago with no experience. I was clueless about what I was doing, but all I knew is that I wanted to earn a little bit of side income. And things went a little bit differently, and I was actually able to retire myself from my eye care career. So my point is that I've seen so many people win in this business model in 2020. And I know that things are, they'll keep shifting and things keep probably getting weirder in their world than they are right now. And this is just one of the business models where you can come in at a low cost of entry and you can be in charge of how your life goes from this point forward. I've seen people who have never had any experience. I've seen people who work 3 other jobs to make ends meet, but they're still working this business so that they can make themselves more time and being able to let those other jobs go and not rely on employers, whether they're going to be able to keep their jobs or somebody's going to let them go tomorrow because everything is so uncertain. So the one thing that I do want you to kind of understand too is that it's not easy. People are going to try to recruit you. They're going to try to tell you that, oh my gosh, just join and it's going to be so easy and I'm going to put all these people under you and whatever. If anybody tells you that, this should be a red flag. Big red flag. You should be running in the other direction because that's not the truth. The business is simple if you follow the steps, if you follow the systems, if a company has systems in place, but it's not going to be easy. You're going to get a lot of no's. You're going to get people that are going to be laughing at you and telling you who knows what claims that are all false. But just so you know that it is something that is up to you. Like, I'm so grateful that back in the day, I said yes to this because today I have zero doubts. I have like no worries because I know that the harder I work and the more people I help to be successful, the better off I am and the better off those other people are going to be. So it's up to you, but you need to get into that other mindset, like snap out of that mindset that you're going to be relying on the government or you're going to be relying on your employer, that they're not going to let you go. Take things into your own hands and do it today. Do it before the year is over so you get those tax deductions and that you can start building something on the side. I mean, one of the main kind of complaints or kind of objections, I suppose, is that I keep getting is that I don't have time. And I'm like, you don't have 60 extra minutes a day to plug into a system and work away to work on your future and build something on the side. My question to you is that how much TV are you watching right now? What's your favorite show? I am 100% sure that you spend more than 60 minutes watching TV. Get rid of it. Shut it off and focus on what you need to do for your future. Because if you have any uncertainty right now about the coming 12 months, that tells me that you need to do something about it today. Like, stop hoping and never stop dreaming. I would never tell you to stop dreaming, but stop hoping and stop relying on whatever may be handed out to you. It's never gonna work that way. And you have to stop complaining. Throw all those things out of the window. You have no time to complain. You have no time to keep wondering where the next whatever paycheck comes from or how you're going to make those ends meet. It's up to you. It's what school doesn't teach you. I know that we all went through the school systems and we were told that you need to be working really hard, getting good grades, and then you're going to get the good job, and then you're going to work for 40 years until you're 65, and then you're going to maybe be able to retire if you set aside enough money, which the fact is that most people don't even do that. So we need to change our mindset. The world is not what it was back in the day. I don't know. I went to high school in the 90s. I'm totally dating myself here, but times are so different than they were back then. And we need to adapt. Those old ways for the majority of people do not work anymore. Or if they did, there would be a lot more people happy and content and financially secure these days, but they're not. And a lot of people don't know where to go next because they have not been taught. The school is not going to tell you to start your own business. Are you kidding me? That's not what this whole society has been set up on, right? So take things into your own hands and make that commitment that you will continue learning. How many times have I had even people join the business that I'm in and they're like, yeah, I don't need to know any of that stuff. I don't need to whatever. Like, I've done these things before. And I'm like, okay, well, if you've done these things before, how come you have not succeeded? That means if you are not succeeding, it tells me that you need to work on what's between your ears up here, right? So commit to learning. Any sort of high-end achievers are committed to developing themselves on a daily basis. And I don't mean that you have to sit through hours of who knows what seminars. No, 15 minutes of a self-development podcast is all it takes. Instead of having that radio and ads and I don't know what crap coming from the radio while you drive your car, turn on a podcast. If you need a good list of podcasts you listen to when it comes to business, put the word podcast down below this video and I'll send you my list that I recommend to my team members to get started when it comes to personal development. Same with books. If you want to get my list of recommended books for personal development, put the word books. I'll send you a list. It doesn't cost you a penny, but you can at least get started somewhere, because unless you improve yourself, your results are not going to improve. Unless you take action, nothing's going to happen. You're going to be here in the next 12 months waiting for the next stimulus check, right? Which is not going to get you really anywhere. It's just a temporary band-aid that's going to be ripped off and then there you are again. So anyway, if you are curious at all about what it is that I personally do, you can feel free to reach out to me, send me a message, and I'm more than happy to give you some information. It may be for you or it may not be for you, but I would just want to encourage you to do some quick research in the next couple of days of this year and figure out what you're going to do, because the thought of you being in the same place in 12 months where you are today, it should scare the absolute heck out of you. Like, do you want to be here next year at the same time, in the same situation? I don't know. You're the one that should know that answer, right? What about the next 5 years? Do you want to be here or do you want to be ahead? Do you want to maybe have more opportunities for your kids, for your family? Do you want to maybe live in a different neighborhood? Do you want to drive a different car? Do you want to have less debt? What is it that you want? If you keep sitting here and waiting for handouts, it's not going to happen. And you have nobody to blame but yourself. So take action. That's what I'm going to leave you with here today. I just want to say a huge thank you for hopping on here. Feel free to share this video out, and I'm going to see you next time. Happy New Year, everyone.